Okay, for this video, we're going to learn about how to describe and manipulate the rate of change. So a good idea is to put a date or a title on your notes. So this would be Friday, November 6th. And we're trying to describe and manipulate a rate of change. The date on your notes is helpful to help you match up your notes with your homework. So here's an example. The video went viral online last week. The number of views for the video is shown in the table. So you should be copying down the table into your notes so you can answer the questions about it. Okay, number of days. One day there was 150,000 views. On day number 2, it was up to 650,000 views. On day number 5, it was at 2,150,000 views. And on day 10, there were 4,650,000 views. And you can pause the video to copy down the table. And we're going to go through some questions. The first question says, find the rate of change and show that this is linear. So this is actually how it ties into what you did the first 2 days. We're going to start by doing what we did the last 2 days. So we're going to find the difference on the side of the table. So the number of days changes by 1 day, then it goes up by 3 days, then it goes up by 5 days. The number of videos goes up. We can subtract 650,000 minus 150,000. And find out that it goes up by 500,000 videos that day. Then you can do that again, subtract 2,150,000. I'm going to type that in my calculator, 2,150,000 minus 650,000. Find out that went up by 1,500,000. And then I'm going to subtract again, 4,650,000 minus 2,150,000, and that's 2,500,000. So I found the differences on the side of the table. I'm trying to get the rate. So find the rate, show that it's linear. So to show that a rate is linear, I have to take the difference and divide it. So 500,000 divided by 1 is 500,000. So this is all review of previous 2 days. So 1.5 million, 1,500,000 divided by 3. That equals 500,000. And then my last one, 2,500,000 divided by 5 is also 500,000. So to show that it's linear, I showed that my rate is 500,000 views per day. So as this video goes viral, it's increasing by 500,000 views each day. So describe the rate of change in different ways. We kind of just did that. We said that it was 500,000 views per day. You could say 1,500,000 views every 3 days. And then in pink, we had 2,500,000 views every 5 days. So those are different ways you can describe the rate. And what you want to pay attention to when you're describing your rate is just using the words. So we're using the number of views, we're using the number of days. If the number of days increases by 4, how much would the number of views increase by? So what you can do here is you can write down your rate. We said the rate, all of these different rates are equivalent. They all simplify to the same thing. They simplify to 500,000 views for 1 day. And so if I increase the number of days by 4, so that's going to be plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. Okay, 4 times. If I increase the number of days by 4, how much would the number of views increase by? So the number of views would increase by 500,000. That's once. 500,000. That's twice. 500,000. That's 3 times. And 500,000. That's 4 times. So in total, if I go up 4 days, I'm going to go up 500,000, 1 million, 1,500,000, 2 million. So my answer is going to be, if I increase the number of days by 4, I'm going to increase the number of views by 2 million. Because I went up 1 day 4 times, so I went up 500,000 views 4 times. So 500,000 plus 500,000 plus 500,000 plus 500,000 is 2 million. And then number 4, if the number of views increases by 1 million. So again, I start at 500,000 views for 1 day. And I want to increase by 1 million. Well, we still want to stay with the rate. The rate is 500,000 per day. So how many times would I have to increase by 500,000 to get 1 million? So 500,000, I'd have to go up 500,000 once, up 500,000 twice. That's 1 million. So I'd have to go up 1 day, up 1 day. So how would the number of days increase? The number of days would increase by 2 days. Okay, the rate of change given to you is 3/4. This is a different example. So no words this time, it's just 3/4. Describe the rate in 2 different ways. The top number is your y, it's your change in your y. And the bottom number is your change in your x. So you could say, as y increases by 3, x increases by 4. You could also change your 3/4. You can make the 3/4 right a different way. You could say 3/4 over 1. That's an equivalent fraction. So you could say, as the y increases by 3/4, the x increases by 1. And you could use equivalent fractions there. So you have this fraction 3/4, and 3/4 you might know, if I add 3 to the top, I get 6. If I add 4 to the bottom, I get 8. So you could say, as y increases by 3, x increases by 8. If you add 3 more to the top, you get 9. If you add 4 more to the bottom, you get 12. So as y increases by 9, x increases by 12. This one says if y increases by 6, I'm looking at number 2 now, my rate is 3/4. If y increases by 6, so the y value's got to go up 3, up 3. That's a total of 6. What does the x increase by? Well, plus 4 plus 4. So x increases by 8. So if the y goes up by 6, the x goes up by 8. If the x increases by 20, what does the y do? So again, I start at 3/4. I got to take the x value and go up by 20, but I have to do it 4 at a time. So there's 4, another 4 is 8, another 4 is 12, another 4 is 16, another 4 is 20. So I've increased by 20. So what is the y value doing? Increasing by 3, another 3 is 6, another 3 is 9, another 3 is 12, and another 3 is 15. I just have to do it the same number of times. I had to go up by 4 5 times, so I have to go up by 3 5 times. So here's kind of a summary of what we just did. Okay, the rate of change is always calculated as the change in y over the change in x. You can use equivalent fractions to show the same rate. So 2/4 is the same as 1/2. It's the same as 3/6. It's the same as 1/2 over 1. And then the last one is kind of what we just did. You can manipulate a rate by adding or subtracting the top number to the top of the rate the same number of times as the bottom number to the bottom. So if I have a rate of 7/5, I can add 7 to the top and add 5 to the bottom and get 14/10, and that's going to be an equivalent rate. I could add 7 twice to the 14/10. So 14 plus 7 is 28, and 10 plus 5 is 20. As long as you do it the same number of times and you use the numbers you have as your rates, you create equivalent rates.